Classic Restos is proudly brought to you by Shannons Insurance, Penrite Oil and Hare & Forbes Machinery House. Hello and welcome to another interesting episode of Classic Restos. But before I ramble on any further, why not go and spend some money with these lovely people? Shannons offer us as enthusiasts just so much more. Classic bikes, cars, trucks. Bundle it all together with your house and contents and receive a multi-policy discount. Call Shannons on 134646 for a quote. Sign up for the Shannons Club. Interact with others. List your car club. Find events and so much more. The Shannons Club truly is your garage at shannons.com.au. For oil, coolants and additives, choose Penrite. They have stood the test of time. Established 1926. Australian owned, Australian made. Oil with more zinc for older style engines. No matter what the engine, no matter what the application. Contact the Penrite Technical Assistance Team 7 days a week at penriteoil.com.au. Oil right, use Penrite, simply a better class of oil. For some of the largest range of tools for all trades and DIYs, don't go past Hare & Forbes Machinery House. Established 1930, with branches around Australia and New Zealand. Their showrooms will have you browsing for hours, and no matter where you are, you can buy online at machineryhouse.com.au. From a garage jack through to a lathe, Hare & Forbes has the range. machineryhouse.com.au. Now on today's show, it's about spotlighting road transport and our truckers. Welcome to the 2015 Haulin the Hume. This was the main road linking Sydney to Melbourne before our interstate freeways replaced it. The Hume Highway here in Australia is like the Route 66 of the USA, in a shortened version, but same in principle. The event Haulin the Hume was created by Bruce Gunter. Bruce's aim is to raise money for Aspect, standing for Autism Spectrum Australia. Aspect is Australia's leading service provider for autism and other disabilities. Autism is a lifelong disability that affects about 1 in 100 Australians, or around 230,000 people. Haulin the Hume can be looked upon as an emotional devotion to our classic truckers. And when I say classic truckers, that means the guys that drive, and their fathers before them, and their grandfathers before them. The breed of driver that when it came time for school holidays, they spent that time in the cab of the truck with their dad. One older guy told me once that if you left school and you were dumb, you drove a truck. Well, I totally oppose that judgment, regardless of educational status. Truck driving of old was a special talent. You may not have needed letters after your name to drive a truck, nor a diploma, but what you did need was guts and determination. A breakdown between Sydney and Melbourne could have used every cent of your profit margin. The Hume Highway linking Sydney to Melbourne is a road transport legacy within itself. Millions of trucks have travelled this route, and billions of kilometres as a combined effort from our truckers would be an understatement. Never underestimate our die-hard trucker. These guys are the salt of the road transport industry. They would give you the shirts off their backs. They would do anything possible to help you, and they are some of the first to stand proud and support a charity with their truck, even after driving in it all week. Days of old in trucking were nothing short of amazing. Sure, our guys had a lot of fun on the road, but there were hard times too. Trucks that did 80 k's an hour flat out if you were lucky. No air conditioning, no power steering. Driving in searing heat with hot air from the engine blowing up past the gear stick boot. There were no roadside service vans to help you. You changed your own tyres, fixed your own mechanical breakdowns, and if you weren't fixing your own, you'd be helping some other driver fix his. Truck drivers used to lend ropes to each other, help each other out with loads when they had to. And if you went back even further, trucks used to tow other trucks up big hills just to help out a mate. Truck drivers of old would drive around a city all day gathering their pickups, around 6 p.m. grab something to eat, then drive all through the night to hopefully reach their destination in the morning. This used to happen for many 5 days a week. It was camaraderie, and Haulin the Hume brings it all home. What an event. 2015 Haulin the Hume. We have the creator of the whole event, Bruce Gunter. How are you, Bruce?
Good, thanks, mate. Yourself?
Good. Now, Bruce, you are responsible for this. You have created a monster.
I don't do it by myself. It's become a very big event, but a lot of people behind me that help me do it, and it's a great event. It's just become so big now. We never expected to get the support and the following that it's got now. But
especially on one of the main highways, one of the oldest roads in the country, linking Sydney to Melbourne, to choose to do this, and it's all for a very good cause too, for autism. You want to tell us quickly about that?
Yeah, for sure. We support Aspect, which is Autism Spectrum Australia. So we've right at the very beginning on the first run we did back in 2011. I think you came and featured that run, and we had people donating stuff, and we raffled it all off, and so we donated to Aspect, and it's gone from there. But now it's grown into we're the largest fundraisers, independent fundraisers for Aspect, which is a great thing, we think.
Not only are we raising money for a fantastic charity here, but we've also got some of the legends from road transport here. We've got some iconic trucks that have been brought out of the woodwork, trucks that have done their millions of miles. They're in retirement. They come out for this day. It's actually quite emotional when you see these trucks travelling down the old sections of the Hume.
It is probably emotional for their wives after the money they've spent on them, but there definitely is a lot of guys that they reminisce with this, and probably something that I was a bit overwhelmed with. I never expected that there would be so many people that it would mean so much to them. You know, I just wanted to get in the truck and drive it. But for the older guys, and I mean, my father's one of them, and to see him there behind the wheel of our old truck that is the same as what he drove back in the mid-50s is great. And so many people are now restoring them, and the old truck movement has really gotten big, and we're grasping it. You know, so some people get sick of these types of things, and eventually the novelty can wear off, but at the moment it's booming. We need to make the most of it while we can.
So the guy we blame, the creator, 2015 Haulin the Hume. Again, it's a pleasure. Good on you, Bruce.
Fletch, absolute pleasure. Glad you could come along for it once again. Cheers.
I spend a lot of time out here. The RT Charger's the real deal. An E49. Remember A-Charger? I've always got projects on the go, so Shannons' laid-up cover helps protect my restorations. I'm Mopar through and through. It's a passion Shannons understands. I wouldn't insure my cars and bikes with anyone else.
Shannons, insurance for motoring enthusiasts. Call 13 46 46 for a quote.
If you need a new piece of equipment for your workshop, you need Hare and Forbes Machinery House. From a garage jack through to a lathe, Hare and Forbes has the range. And Hare and Forbes Machinery House are Australian owned, established since 1930. You will be greeted by friendly, helpful staff, and you can buy from anywhere online at machineryhouse.com.au. Hare and Forbes Machinery House. Find your closest store at machineryhouse.com.au.
She could do with a bit extra. You'll need a bit extra doing this or this. They could all do with a bit extra. And you'll definitely need a bit extra here. Our engines need the extra protection you get with Penrite's range of premium oils and lubricants engineered right here for every application under the harsh Australian sun. Penrite, a better class of oil used by a better class of mechanic, and available from over 5,000 outlets across Australia.
A gorgeous 1962 R200 International. We have Patrick. Hello, Patrick.
How are you, Fletch? How you going, mate?
Good. You know, I had to pick on you because I love this truck. I mean, when I was a little kid, I can still remember these were the big interstaters.
They were, mate. They certainly were, weren't they, eh? You were duck's guts if you had one of these, I suppose. Yeah.
Absolutely. I mean, into the early 70s, they were still on the road. Mm-hmm. They had so much legacy, not just Sydney to Melbourne. We talk about the Hume Highway, but I mean, all these trucks, I mean, they went all over the country, didn't they?
They did, mate. They really did. They made a lot of people a lot of money.
Tell me, where does the 62 start with you? What inspired you to get it?
When I was a kid, I was always with the old man in the truck, and we went over to Riverside Spares at Chipping Norton, and they had a red 190 in the showroom, all restored. And mate, I said, one day I got to get one of them, and I got the opportunity to get one, so we got one.
Now, one small thing, which was a big thing with the fraternity, with truck driving, is tarping the load.
Exactly.
Now, tell us the importance of that fancy rope work.
Yeah, you got to get all your envelopes on the back right, get your tarp right along the combing rail, and have all your ropes straight, and make it look like a wrapped Christmas present.
You know, it's a sad scenario, but the truck drivers today, not that it's their fault, but no one's got time to spend 1 or 2 hours and tarp a load now.
Time and OH&S and all them issues, you've got to get up on your load and all that. People don't like that anymore, so it's a dying trade, really.
So the truck driver of old, his load, he would pride himself on his load by the tarping off.
Tarping off the load, mate. You had it nice and square, she looked good, didn't it?
Has older truck drivers come up and said anything? I mean, this is just a small tarp job you got going here, but have you had any comments?
I have, mate, I have. We thought, well, we'll try and make it period correct and put a tarp on the back of the trailer and a cap tarp on top. And so another mate of mine said, he ordered the tarp for me and we put it on, we tied it on, but we tied it on wrong. It was Jeff Rudd, he came up and he said, mate, you got them 4 ropes the wrong way. You got to pull them back. And so now I pull them back because I didn't know, and now I know.
You've only got to hear it once and then you learn from that.
Exactly right, mate. That's experience, and it's something you can't buy, is it?
Patrick, just before we go, edging up front, how many gears have you got? Tell us about that.
Righto, it's a C180 Cummins, supercharged 160, I suppose you'd call it. It's got a 5-speed overdrive, 3-speed Joey box, 2-speed diff. So she's good in the top end, but mate, she's a hill detector, eh? Even when she's empty, mate. We find the hills with her, keep dropping gears.
Patrick, I love your truck, I really do.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming along to Haulin the Hume and helping to make this event what it is, and such a good cause too for autism. Thanks again, buddy.
Thank you very much, Fletch. All the best. Thank you.
Time for a big truck, 1981 Kenworth. How are you, John?
I'm good, Fletch. How you going, mate?
Good, mate. Good. Now, look, there's 2 trucks here. There's your prime mover and obviously the one on the back, the Diamond T. We'll talk about that in a sec. What can you tell us about the 81?
Mate, the 81's got a fair bit of history. It started off as Clem Kings, used to cart tomatoes out of Bowen, and they had the big KT engine in it so they could put double the weight on. Then, look, from there I'm not quite sure. Then a bloke at Narrabri bought it and stretched it, painted it, and then it became a big road train truck. 3 trailers all the time.
I'm about to say, John, it was a big truck for 1981. Plenty of tanks on board too. I mean, it's a serious bit of gear.
It is. It's a big truck. It's a nice truck.
What size engine is it?
It's got a KT 600 in it.
About
Cummins.
About 19 litre.
19 litre. Yeah.
See, 19 litre capacity. That's not mucking around either, is it?
Mate, it'd be probably one of the biggest about, I'd say. Yeah.
Now, speaking of which, 1962, we've got a Diamond T. Now, what's the difference? Remember, Diamond Rios. Now, this is a Diamond T. What's the affiliation there, John?
Look, they're both the same company, really. There's a mate here that's got a Diamond Rio, which is very similar. Just really the grill, probably, and that's about it.
Okay, what can you tell us about that old girl?
Well, that old girl's had a lot of history around Sydney. It was one of the big jiggers in its day, too. Same as the B models. A mate of mine used to drive them and said that the Diamond T just had the edge on the B models. Now, I think a lot of people would disagree, but he reckons that's right.
Still had the FJ Humpy Holden styling around the cab, didn't they?
Yeah. No bloody room and hot and cold.
Yeah. John, I'll let you go, mate. I know he was idling here for 15 minutes and he shut it down for the interview on their way to Yass. Mate, great catching up. Thanks for bringing 2 trucks along, mate. Awesome history. Thank you.
And really nice to meet you, Fletch.
You too. If you love your classic American iron, well then perhaps you may consider a Fletch tour. Have a look at this.
You deserve a Fletch tour. See the amazing Ford, GM and Chrysler Nationals at Carlisle events, along with museums and private collections in beautiful Pennsylvania, USA. Then it's the Motown city of Detroit and its region, taking in more die-hard stuff with incredible history. Rounding off with the Woodward Dream Cruise, the largest moving car cruise in the world.
The best part of coming here actually was having Fletch here.
We get picked up, we get dropped off.
Fletch is a wonderful tour guide.
I would just recommend a Fletch tour to anybody.
Go to classicrestos.com.au and click on the Fletch Tours icon for more information. Hope you're enjoying today's show. Back with more after this.
Every weekend around Australia, motoring enthusiasts get together to share their passion for cars and bikes. It's a passion that brings us together. All sorts of people, all sorts of cars and bikes. From the classics of today to the classics of tomorrow. At Shannons, we understand enthusiasts. So when it comes to insurance, it's got to be Shannons. Shannons, insurance for motoring enthusiasts. Call 13 46 46 for a quote.
Penrite, Australian made, family owned and operated. Make premium quality engine and racing oils, warranty approved coolants, automatic transmission and manual gear oils, a complete range of engine and fuel additives, heavy duty and industrial products for every application. Visit penriteoil.com for more information. Penrite, Australian made for Australian conditions since 1926.
If you need a new piece of equipment for your workshop, you need Hare and Forbes Machinery House. Hare and Forbes Machinery House have showrooms around Australia and New Zealand that will have you browsing for hours. See the largest range of industrial and workshop DIY tools. You will be greeted by friendly, helpful staff, and you can buy from anywhere online at machineryhouse.com.au. Hare and Forbes Machinery House. Find your closest store at machineryhouse.com.au. One major part of the old Hume Highway linking Sydney to Melbourne is Razorback Mountain. Its name derived from the highway running across the ridgetop. Razorback Mountain is iconic, and many remember the truckies blockade that happened right here in 1979 that practically stopped the nation for 9 days.
We cut off the road at the Razorback Mountain, beat up some cops who got tough.
Yes, back in 1979, the work of Spencer Watling and some mates triggered around 3,000 truck drivers to stage blockages of major highways at nearly 40 locations throughout Queensland, Victoria, New South Wales and South Australia to protest against ton-mile taxes and low freight rates. Our truckies then involved claimed higher charges made them financially worse off. And they were right. By taking this bold stand against the government, the ton-mile tax was abolished shortly after the protests.
And $17 a ton ain't enough.
With me now I have the guy that was partly responsible for the blockade back in 79, Spencer Watling. How are you, Spencer?
Pretty good, Fletch.
That's the way, mate. It's a bit of an honour to meet you, to be quite honest.
Oh, I wouldn't say that. An honour to meet you.
Oh, that's very nice. Thank you. Now, before we go any further, Spencer, Haulin the Hume as an event must have meant a lot to you because you were that passionate about the Hume Highway back in 79. You tried to block, well, you blocked it.
Yeah, it brought back incredible memories. We're a few of us here, tears in our eyes, watching what went on. It was really a great thing for us.
Spencer, I can't imagine what it would have been like to block a main freeway at any time, whether it was 79, 89, 99 or today. Tell us the lead up. What was the main problems? What was really bugging you guys to inspire you to do it?
Oh, well, everyone went on about the road tax, but it was to make a living. That's all we tried to do. We wanted to make a living, and the pressure and all the things that build up to it, like the road tax was a win for us. It was a big win, but we needed to be to make a living. That was the whole thing. And too much against the big companies were ripping us off. The government was making it hard, and the rules and regulations. Like now, it's just crazy.
Neville Rand came up and saw you?
Yeah. That was our first deal with a politician to see what a politician's handshake is worth. It's worth bloody nothing.
Oh, Neville, rest his soul. Now, Spencer, just describe the feeling. Now, it was the morning, the lunchtime, you knew you were going to block the highway, you had a few other mates on side, some people around here in Camden and Picton knew you were going to do it. Describe the feeling of when you pulled the truck up and you knew that there was no turning back.
It was a feeling that you'll never forget. When we went across the road, well, we expected to be carted away and locked up. We thought we would have been in the Camden lockup that night.
Okay, now how long did it take for the first police car to get here?
It was instantaneous. But they were great. There was no trouble whatsoever. We had no trouble at all with them.
I've got a lot of admiration for Spencer. I do, and I'm not just saying it because he's here. I mean, the thing is, you stood up to them, and you stood up to them for a reason, because trucking was hard, and it's just so nice to know that all the effort that you and the mates went to over that 9-day period, the taxes were abolished virtually straight afterwards.
Oh, that's right. Well, my idea's always been in life, but I don't get much support, which I think, if a law is a bad law, which we've got now, you should do something about it, not bloody cop it like everyone's copping it now. Stand up and have a go.
Tell us about the camaraderie back in the 70s or the 60s and 70s when you guys used to drive.
Oh, it was altogether different. You'd pull up to whatever on the side of the road, and everyone would pull up to see if you're all right, and you'd pull up and you'd have a bit of a fire going, and everyone knew everybody.
Spencer, when you stood here at Haulin the Hume and you saw the classic trucks go by, the old 190 Etters, the list goes on and on. How did that make you feel?
When they were the trucks we learned to drive in. Like, I see a couple of old F600s. I drive one of them on interstate, and different thing altogether. I don't know how we did it really when you see what they're driving now, but we did it, and it was the way it was done.
Spencer, it's been an absolute pleasure interviewing you. Thanks for turning up here today. It means so much. I was a kid in high school in '79, and the first that I learned about the blockade was on the news, and there was a trucking magazine as well, where it took the front page at the time. And as a kid, I always wanted to know where this Razorback Mountain was, and who would have ever thought all these years later I get an interview on my own TV show with one of the guys that helped instigate it.
No, that's good, mate. No, and I feel the same with you watching your show, and it's good to see it get out where people can know what really did happen. Since Razorback, everything that's gone wrong in the transport industry, we've had the blame for it.
Yeah, no. Well, look, I always stand behind the truckers. That's why I've done TV shows and series about it. No one else has before. I'm passionate about the fraternity, and look, whatever I can do, whatever Classic Restos does, it's all about awareness. But it's a TV show about you guys. It's about the legends on the road. Let's face it, the Hume Highway, it's the Route 66 of Australia, and the Hume Highway is responsible for billions of tonnes of freight, billions of miles, tonnes of sweat dropped in cabs over the years from guys like yourselves, and it really helped build the nation.
Oh, that's right. And you look at a lot of the blokes, this is where they learned to drive on this road, and learnt when it was only a bit of a goat track, but that's how they learned to drive.
Spencer, again, it's been a pleasure, mate. What an honour to meet you. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Fletch. Same here, mate.
One significant part of the old Hume Highway is the township of Tarcutta, marking the halfway point between Sydney and Melbourne. It's also home to the Truckers' Memorial, where we can stop and pay tribute to those that once carried our nation. The Australian Truck Drivers' Memorial is situated in a unique parkland setting on the side of the Hume Highway in Tarcutta, New South Wales, Australia. The Australian Truck Drivers' Memorial Wall and reflective garden is for the benefit of the families of truck drivers who have died on our roads and for the public that wish to pay their respects. The memorial plaques which line this unique wall host the names of the hundreds of drivers killed on our roads whilst performing their line of duty. The Australian Truck Drivers Memorial Committee strongly supports the memorial wall as a place for families, friends and the general public to reflect on the truck drivers who have lost their lives carrying this country. The memorial brick wall creatively swirls around the highway white lined path, representing the many miles every driver has travelled. Now, there's no doubt that every name here at the memorial wall has a tragic story. There's one here, a guy aged 49 was killed on the road in 1993.
had his 6-year-old daughter with him in the cab of the truck. You know, it's, you can be here and not know any of these drivers, but when you walk around and just read some of the names and the years that they served on the road, it's as though you did know them. And that's probably because they're all still with us. So the next time you pass Tarcutta, why not call by and spare a thought for the loved ones that have now united with other mates of the transport industry. Gone, but never forgotten.
You can like and follow us on Facebook at facebook.com/Classic Restos TV and watch catch-up episodes at shannons.com.au. Classic Restos is proudly brought to you by Shannons Insurance, Penrite Oil and Hare & Forbes Machinery House.